After nearly 20 years of being in the health and wellness industry, and I'm a personal trainer, so of course I work out with people, and we go through nutrition and lifestyle changes to help have a positive impact on their health. That's the primary reason I do what I do. All of my jobs have foundationally had a purpose of helping people live their best life, healthiest life. And the number one thing I hear all the time on a regular basis is, well, if I had money, like a celebrity, if I had someone to cook me meals, if I had a personal trainer who would force me to work out, of course I'd be in the best shape. Of course I'd be healthy. It would be so easy, right? If you had endless amounts of money to invest in your health. But today, I am going to go step by step throughout the flow of your day. Now, this is a Sunday, which would be atypical for me, but everyone's workflow, everyone's days of the week, your schedule will change. And so this would be a perfect start if you have a day on the weekend to get your poop in a group. I know Mark Groves uses that all the time, so I'm completely stealing it. Get it together, and it's all about effort. If you can get your schedule in alignment with a flow that you can maintain, and you have non-negotiables, and you commit to taking care of yourself regularly, if you commit to that, you can be healthier, and you don't have to be a millionaire to do it. First and foremost, the thing that you need to do, and I've spoken about this on countless occasions with different people, my clients, you have to get your sleep down. You have to get your rest. It is 100%, I would say, the most important thing of your life. It is going to determine how you feel the entire day. It is going to determine how your hormones are affected. It is going to determine your energy levels. It is going to determine your attitude and your tolerance level for anyone's BS. It is going to affect your motivation and your productivity. It is going to, I could go on and on. Dial in your sleep. Get it together, because if you don't, everything else is gonna suck. Make it a point to wake up at the same time every day. Whether or not you have work, whether or not you have something pending, you're gonna have an easier time going to sleep at night if you wake up at the same time every single day. The first thing you should do, and I'm sitting here right by my window, it's open, I can hear the birds, the cool air. It's about 40 degrees outside here in Colorado, and get the sunlight into your eye. You don't have to stare at the sun. Probably not the best thing to do, but I'm sitting by the window. It is on my face. It is on my chest. And this starts the cascade of hormones that you need later in the day to help you get tired, fall asleep, and stay asleep. Okay, so this is number one, and you need to do this consistently every day. And guess what? It's free. Doesn't cost anything. Doesn't cost anything to set your alarm before you go to bed, and make sure that you wake up at the same time every single day and get some sun if there's sun outside. So after you've woken up and got some free sunlight into your eyeball, you can go into the kitchen and grab this. It's a tablespoon, and what you can do to help improve your gut health and decrease inflammation in your body is to have 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Now, this can cost anywhere from 14 cents per tablespoon to $1.50 per tablespoon. You can get a very high quality extra virgin olive oil from Sicily. It costs about $23 a bottle, but that's before shipping. You don't have to. You can get a giant bottle of extra virgin olive oil from Costco for a very reasonable price. But if you do want to start your day off with something that can help improve your digestion and decrease overall inflammation in the body, just have 1 simple tablespoon of olive oil before you have coffee, before you have breakfast, before you have anything. I made an Instagram post about this earlier in the week, and I did this because a lot of people will ask me what they can do to help them to poop, believe it or not, and it all is going to start with how you begin with introducing food into your body to start the day. And after I do olive oil, yes, I do coffee. Yeah, that's just the way it goes. I'm not going to change that. Coffee brings me way too much happiness, and what good is life if you're miserable in the morning? So that's how I start my day. Olive oil and then coffee. And before I eat, I will get some prebiotic fiber. This is acacia fiber. You can order this on Amazon. This is also a blend which has acacia fiber in it with some enzymes. And both of these seem to work really well with a couple tablespoons of aloe. And what I do is I blend all of this together. You want to add in your fiber, prebiotic fiber, to warm water. And then you can add this aloe and finish it off with some fresh squeezed lemon juice. And then what I do is I take a frother and I just mix this all together. Whoops. And this is what I have before eating my breakfast to help prime my gut for better digestion. So if we're adding the cost up of all of those items together, the olive oil, the acacia fiber, the aloe juice, and some aloe juice you can even find on Amazon that already has lemon juice in it. It will, I guess, total amount per day, if you purchase 3 months for about $58, will cost you about $1 a day, which if you're following trends on social media, things like supplements for gut health and inflammation, those things can cost you anywhere from $60 to $100 per month. So we're talking about a third of the cost. Actually, you could say yourself 3 times that. So these are really low cost, easy fixes for starting your day in a healthy way that you don't have to break the bank. I enjoy drinking it before my meals. It's nice and warm and helps prepare your body before you have breakfast. If you do want extra points, I always say you can expose your clavicles to the sunlight and the cool weather, and grounding is also a really, really great thing to do at the beginning of the day in the morning sun. Extra points if you take your drink, walk to the grass, put your feet on the earth, wiggle your toes around. Feels good. And it's free. Nutrition is something that I go through on a daily basis, whether it be with my clients or on social media. This is a typical breakfast, and I know that price can vary on foods from grocery store to grocery store. But again, there are ways to find things that are comparable to what I'm going to show you. And you can also make them at home, which I'm too lazy and I'm not going to make the time, so I just buy it. But first is you want to start with something fermented. This is sauerkraut. It is a great way to prime the gut before you start your meal. And I always eat this first. So a couple of tablespoons of that. This wrap is a staple in my morning because it makes it really easy. I find it's better for me than a tortilla. Now, yes, it is processed. It's egg white wrap, and it helps to up the amount of protein that I have in my breakfast. I don't always eat them. Sometimes they're hard to find, and I know they are expensive. I'm sure you could make these at home yourself with some egg whites, but like I said, I'm too lazy to do it. I don't like it when people say that they don't have time for something. It's like you make time for things that are important, and that for me is just not as important. So you can see here I have the egg white wrap, and what I did was I will typically add something. I like this farmer's cheese. It is a probiotic culture. I would say if you want to get an idea of what this tastes like, it's kind of a cross between cottage cheese and a less flavorful cream cheese. Now, if you look on the back, you can see it's a great source of protein. I do about between a tablespoon and 2 on top of this egg white wrap. And then I sprinkle a little tahini on it because it makes it delicious. Now at this point, I kind of go with whatever I have in my fridge. Sometimes I'll just stick with yogurt and put that on the wrap with some veggies, or I will include some meat. I had leftover taco meat, and I never let anything go to waste. So I go ahead and add a little bit of that over the farmer's cheese. And then I always like to add arugula lettuce. This is organic. You don't have to buy organic, but we all know that it's better for you. Less pesticides and more nutrients. So the great thing about arugula lettuce is it can naturally help you to decrease your blood pressure. I even had a client once who told me that her doctor recommended that she don't eat these types of healthy greens because it's going to interact with her blood pressure medication. So you go ahead and try to make that make sense. But anyway, I also like to add more fiber to my wrap. So I will take, and yes, it is pre-bagged. Yep. I add tricolored cabbage to my wrap because again, I'm lazy and I'm not going to shred any cabbage. Now, I always try to include a hard-boiled egg with my breakfast simply because any vitamin that is essential to your body, it can all be found in an egg yolk. That is how nutritious they are. And of course, the quality of the egg that you buy is going to determine how many vitamins you get when you eat an egg. Just keep that in mind. You probably do better trying to find a farmer or somebody where you can get some fresh eggs. I haven't made it priority to do that, to find that, but I buy Vital eggs, so I don't really know about that. They're more expensive, but I can tell the quality is a bit better than, say, just the Costco brand. Now, lastly, on my plate, after I make my wrap, I have that sauerkraut and egg, and then I always have some berries. And this is about all I do with my breakfast. I might add a little Frank's to spice it up, but as you can see, I have a fermented food with high vitamin hard-boiled eggs. I have egg white wrap with some farmer's cheese and meat on the bottom, and then tricolored cabbage with arugula lettuce and blackberries and strawberries. So very colorful, very nutrient dense, and full of fiber. And I always end up adding a little bit of hemp hearts. I think it, for whatever reason, makes my breakfast look a little healthier and adds a little healthy omega fats. So you can sprinkle like a tablespoon of that. But if you eat this, and the primary reason that people come to see me in regards to fitness and working out nutrition is to get stronger and to drop body fat. So if you eat this, you're going to accomplish all of those things. It's going to be helpful for your gut health. It's going to supply your body with the proper fiber. It's going to give you enough protein and micronutrients. It's colorful. It's delicious. I mean, if you're eating this, you're not going to gain weight on this. This is nutrient dense, high fiber, whole foods, and it's delicious. Saving the best for last. Movement is one of the things that's going to determine your longevity and quality of life. And the easiest, most cost-effective way to get some exercise is to walk. It's free. You can do it anywhere. And if you have a little black dog, he's going to make sure you walk every day regardless. They need their exercise, and I know a lot of people are, especially in Colorado, we're dog lovers. And the health of your pet can often supersede that of the owner. I've known clients who've prepared whole food meals like raw meat and vegetables for their pets, and they don't do the same for themselves. So this is something, if you have a dog, it helps, but you don't need to have a dog to walk, obviously. I have a client who's been working out with me 3 times a week, and she tracks her meals every single day. And she said the number one thing that has changed her body composition more than anything is walking 10,000 steps a day. We did a cardio challenge at the beginning of the year where we'd give a massage or meals from MyFitFoods to anyone who won for the month. And there was a point system. If you got 6,000 steps in, you got a couple points. 8,000, 10,000, so on. You get more points. You add up your points at the end of the month, and then whoever has the most wins. And she said that she committed to 10,000 steps every single day with her dog, and the change was dramatic. And imagine you put so much money and invest time and effort into working out, lifting weights, nutrition. Not to say that these things aren't important, but I'm going through things today that are easy and free that you can do to improve your health and fitness. And walking is one of those things. I do it every day because, like I said, my dog depends on it. But this is something that people drastically underestimate. It is a great way to get outside and get in touch with nature and get some exercise all at the same time. When you're out in the middle of the day after lunch, you walk. It helps to lower your insulin levels, which is very important. Also, in the evenings, if you're walking in the evenings, seeing the sun go down will also help initiate the cascade of hormones that you need to help you go to sleep. And so these are all very important, super easy things that you can integrate into your daily life, and they cost you very little. And walking is free, obviously. You can do it anywhere. But so all the things that we covered today, you wake up at the same time every single day. Expose your body to some natural morning sunlight. If I don't have time to go outside, then I just open the sunroof on the way to work and let the cool air in and let the sun shine through. So that's 2 things you can do: wake up and sunlight. Next thing is prime your gut and your digestive system for breakfast. I do olive oil, and then I make a drink. Before I have my breakfast, acacia fiber, aloe juice, and lemon, all together, blended together before I have my breakfast. And as we went through breakfast, you could see some things people might consider costly. You can always find less expensive alternatives. The most important thing is that you are eating foods that are high in fiber, nutrient dense, you have enough protein, healthy fats, and things that grow out in the sun. The sun gives us energy, and you want to eat food that is going to give you that energy. So fill your plate up with lots of colorful fruits and vegetables. Get some fermented foods that will help with your gut health, and include a lot of variety so your body's getting lots of vitamins and micronutrients. And then after your breakfast, like I said, walk. We're going for probably a 30 to 40 minute walk, and try to aim for this at least every day. You know, we're supposed to move our bodies every single day. Now, even though I'm walking, I'm still going to lift weights later, but today we're just covering things that are free and very easy to do. Yeah, so that pretty much covers everything. If you have any other questions, just feel free to leave them in the comments. And I hope you subscribe and check out this channel, because I'm just going to include a lot of free information. There's a ton of free resources out there. People like to use excuses a lot as to why they can't get healthy. They like to use excuses as to why they can't exercise. They like to use excuses why they don't have time. And if it's important to you, you will find a way to work around. So hope this helps, and hope to see you soon. Bye.